Welcome to the Tyler Matthews Show. I'm Tyler Matthews. Thank you all for watching. God bless you. Oh, man, I don't know why this little thing is going to bother me. It's the little things that shouldn't bother you that bother you. Am I right? But they do. I'm looking at the framing of this. I could have done better. And nor does it fucking really matter, dude. Are we really gonna fix that? I have the motherfucking Brooklyn Bridge behind me, and I'm worried about this stupid curtain right here, and that I didn't have enough headroom up here. Or it should have been better. It should have been framed a little bit better. I'm not even gonna move it. Don't even fucking accept things how they are. Don't try to change the frame. Try to just live in the moment and just exist. Who gives a fuck? It's going to bug me. Oh, man. Welcome. It is Thursday, May 16th, I think. Early in the fucking morning. I got my coffee here. And it's hot as fuck. Yeah, man, we're out here. What's going on with me? Now I feel like I gotta stand up all studious and proper to help with the framing. No. Who gives a fuck? I'm just gonna relax, you know? Relax. But, oh, man. And there's a little mark on my little... I don't even know what that is. Did I sneeze? That's so gross. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't look like I sneeze. It actually looks like food or something. Man, life is good, dude. Life is good. Hitting open mics. So one day we're going to get paid millions of dollars to do comedy shows, and I'm going to turn them down. I'm like, I just don't even want to do a third show in Toronto. I don't know why I said Toronto. I think maybe thinking about the Drake and Kendrick stuff. You know what's so funny? Kendrick's like lavish place is like over there on that other side of Brooklyn, like right there. I think I'm pointing at it almost. Is that fucking it? I don't know. Who fucking cares? I know too much about Kendrick Lamar because I like TikTok. He also is one of my favorites, but I don't know. I don't think I need to know where he lives, but now every time I look out the window over here, it's like, there goes Kendrick's. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Currently, I don't know when you're watching this where you are in the Kendrick Drake timeline of things. Or if you give a fuck. A lot of people care. A lot of people, I think, tuned in on that beef. And now it's looking more crazier by the minute. Some people, it's fun. Even like old heads, old people even know about the beef. It's funny, like seeing real-time reactions from older men. And I'm thinking like 50s, 60s, you know? Like pay attention to Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. It's fun. It's fun to see their perspective too. What was fun about it? Kendrick raps over older beats like Marvin Gaye and like other 70s classics. And they get this one dude I showed is an old head. He's like, why the fuck why are you always stealing shit? Why your generation always sampling our shit? Why don't you go make your own shit? Maybe he has a point. Maybe he doesn't. I don't get too worked up about that, being that music is just noises that we just recycle. There's whatever amount of keys on a piano and it just restarts. Who gives a fuck? But it's fun to see older people in tune with what's going on in the zeitgeist of our music. I'm pretty sure Kendrick has a #1 song out in the country, and people are singing bars about pedophilia, which never thought that was going to happen, you know? Those are the allegations against Drake. People on Twitter and TikTok are having a field day with it. I don't know. I personally, you know, do I have to even say, like, do I even have to like give my position on this? But I don't condone adults fucking kids. There, I said it, and now you know. But Drake, it's wild to see it as a mainstream song, like people singing along to it, like at the club or in the park or at events. Like it's you know how like Sweet Caroline, people come together to sing Sweet Caroline. Oh, oh, oh. But Kendrick has got people to go, it's probably A minor. Like, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that would have been a thing? You know, because it's a hard thing to do. I remember comedians making jokes about pedophilia. It's like you have to like hit it just right. Yeah, and when I say hit it, you gotta blow the back out of this joke. No, you gotta like, it has to be recitable, as in like other people want to say it. Unless you're just trying to like blow their minds with like some nuance, and then some people just go, oh shit. Yeah, that's not what Kendrick didn't do that. Kendrick didn't make a like it was oh shit, but then at the same time now people are like, yeah, I don't diddle kids out, I don't diddle kids, y'all like a diddler, y'all like a diddler, y'all like a diddler. So whatever. God bless him for that. Record that across the water over there. I did have, and the thing is that with that news, it moves day by day so fast. But it looks like the writing on the wall is Drake's not going to recover from this. But it's not even that true. Yesterday I saw a young lad walking down the streets of New York. A young lad was just walking. He was bobbing his head and he was singing. He was singing Drake beef songs. My first thought was like, has to be the saddest motherfucker I know. He is going through some things. If he's connecting with the wrong person on a rap beef, I mean that's just what it was. That's, you know. There's some Drake bops or whatever. He's a composer of music and whatever, blah blah blah. But I mean, the rap beef was it boiled down to Drake being called a pedophile, and Drake's response was, "I'm not a pedophile. You're only saying that because you were molested." I think I'm laughing so hard just how ridiculous. I mean, it made sense to him. That's why he said it. But I don't see that making too much sense at all. And also, it doesn't look too good to that be your argument. I feel that's more of telling of you. Especially with all essay stuff and like all that kind of stuff. You can't just be like, oh, I don't even know how to like make a That's like a woman saying someone harassed her at work. No, see, it doesn't even work that well. It's such a unique thing to get molested. Am I right? But I don't know. Oh man, I was never touched or molested, which was funny because my mom was under the impression that it did happen to me for a very long time, and she would come back to a point in my life. I think I was like 9 or 8, or like I was single digits at some point. And what happened was there was a girl at my age, and we were friends. Maybe our moms were friends, or maybe she came over. I don't even. I think we were friends because I think we went to like theme parks or something together. But I don't even fucking remember her name. God bless her, wherever she is. But we're single. We're both single digit kids, and I remember like when we would play in my room, she would like, I don't know how this came about. I know that she was like the ambitious one. I was down because I thought it was cool or it felt interesting, but I didn't really know the apparatus of events that were going on, and nor did I even know how I really felt about it. I think I was cool with it. I liked it, but I don't know. It was practically nothing. But I mean, but for kids, it's especially if you're fucking parents and you see your kids doing what my mother saw the young girl doing to me in the in my room. Actually, I don't think it was her mom. I think it was her mom who did the catching. I think my mom came in after her mom was so appalled. And this is all it was. Sorry to be graphic about blame Kendrick and Drake for the reason why this topic is brought to yours truly. But yeah, I would just lay on the bed. I would pull down my pants, and then she would play with my stuff. And it was just like with her hand. And I think she was just like, It was no one knew what they were doing. This was just pure curiosity, touch and feel, I guess. We're fucking, yeah. And I remember she did it more than once. Like it was more than one occasion. It wasn't the same day, but I don't know if it was like maybe 2, maybe 3 times. But either way, on the second or third or fourth final time, her mother came in the room, as mothers do, and just goes, "Hey, what's going?" Or just checking in on it, whatever the fuck. The chicken nuggets are ready. Oh my god! So, her mother immediately whooped her ass, like dragged her by the arm or whatever, just dragged her out, took her to another room, just started whooping her ass. You don't ever fucking do that shit. You fucking. I don't know. I don't remember all the words involved, but I remember the violence involved. Which, she's not on trial. I mean, what in this situation? I mean, mother spanked her kid because her daughter was playing with other dicks, or playing with young dicks, not other, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to defend spanking kids right now. I got too much in my hands right now. I'm trying to fucking navigate Kendrick Drake beef with the sprinkle of my story about molestation. I don't know how we got here. I don't have time to defend or not defend. I don't have time to give my thoughts on spanking kids. Moving forward, I guess this is more telling than of how my opinion is, because my mother came in right after her mother did that and pulled her away. I knew I don't think I was aware of like why it was wrong or the situation involved of like once again the apparatus of what was happening. All I knew in a split second I had a choice at 8 years old, like how I was going to react to my mother reacting. And I just knew I didn't want my ass getting whooped. Too. I mean, because that was what just happened to her. I mean, the other person involved is fucking screaming bloody murder for her life because she did some shit that she didn't even know was wrong. I don't know. Man, who knows why she was getting her ass whooped? Maybe her mother had caught her doing that a shitload of times. She's like, I told you this is the last fucking time. Quit playing with little boys' peepees. Little girl. I don't know why she's getting her ass. I mean, I just assumed it was the first time she saw that, and the mother was trying to correct that behavior with the tools that she knew. But I, on the other hand, had no such talks with my mother about this. I don't think so. And I think it's kind of telling of what happened. So she came in. My mother came in. After and there's bloody murder in the background being screamed from the girl. Mom's whooping her ass saying crazy shit, and I played like a victim. I don't know if I cried, but I might as well have. Like I don't remember crying, but that was the tone I took. I took like a somber, oh no, I didn't know what was going on. I started playing victim. I mean, oh man, what? Oh, and to my credit, my mother did not whoop my ass for that. Many ass whoopings to come in the future for things way less. For way more petty and way less stakes. But in this moment, I'll give her credit. She actually talked to me about it. And I think it must have been like the most initial sex talks that me and my mother had. And I don't remember what she was telling me, but I remember the vibe was calm. She took like a calm demeanor, and she kind of just said whatever she said about the situation. I don't know if she attacked it full on. I don't know how. I can't even remember the words. I just remember the vibe of how I felt. And I remember thinking, "Oh, I'm not in trouble," but my mom is, telling me some serious shit about whatever. This is serious, and then I kind of like understood. I don't know. In that moment, they're like, "Yeah, this is serious because someone's getting their ass whooped about this shit." I'm not getting my ass whooped about it, but I did. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the other girl played victim too. I don't know. I don't know if she had the same victim insurance that I had, but I had good victim insurance with my mother on that issue at that moment. Yeah, it wasn't like she was like, "Fuck you, bitch, I'm going to touch whatever I want." I don't think she was like that. No, yeah, she had to be. She just was yelling sorry, I think. Yeah. Crazy. How did we get here? How did we get here into the podcast? Fucking Kendrick and Drake. I wasn't planning on talking about this dumb shit. Anyway. So, oh no, I do. All right. So, yeah. So my mom, I think throughout my whole life thought I was touched or molested, or like maybe that happened before. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she thought that. I don't know. Who fucking cares? I was always on. My mother did give great like don't get snatched advice. It was always like bite their dick off and run. I remember that was always her like, in case of a fire and someone's trying to kidnap you, bite their dick off and run. So, I don't know. Oh, man. Happy belated Mother's Day, I guess, to everyone out there who's coaching their kids on how to flee predators. I guess that's what Kendrick was doing. I guess that's why it resonates so hard, because I think that, women have to deal with this shit all, they're girls and their whole arc of their lifespan. They have to deal with that. Boys too, but I think it's more prevalent with guys being the predator to girls. I don't fucking know. Don't get me into some gender war about this. I'm just trying to say that I didn't know Kendrick's song would be so popular amongst dudes and women for different reasons. That's my interpretation. I think that when women are singing the A minor line, they're like, fuck you, nasty fucking bitch, and it's kind of like a diss to like all the people who are about that they know, and so it's like, fuck you, you fucking creepy ass bitch. And I'm sure guys are saying the same shit about, I'm sure guys are resonating with Kendrick's line about that to Drake too. But that wasn't like the genesis of the rap beef, nor is it like a rap beef move. Cause the song before that actually felt more like insidious rap beef style, the Meet the Grams, where Kendrick just raps to every member of Drake's family. That's off limits. He makes a verse for his son. He makes a verse for his daughter. He makes a verse for his mom. He makes a verse for his dad. That seemed more like rap beef alignment of things that would make sense to happen. Making a club banger about him being a pedophile and people singing along to it. It's awesome, but I would have never guessed that. So, anyway, yeah. I don't know. I was never molested. A lot of other wild shit happened to me, but not that. And I don't have to live with any of that. I gotta live with other stupid trauma of being a kid. Which we can dive into or not dive into. Right now I'm just trying to pick apart all the things that I just covered in the last 20 or so minutes. And I felt like I had times to offshoot onto different ramps about different subjects. And now I'm at kind of a standstill of, I guess that's complete. It's just is this going to be a trend though? That would be hilarious if now there's just more songs about people rapping about predators. And it's not like they're accepting the behavior. That's more of a rap move. You'll hear more wild rapper, more fucking, I'm gonna say some fucked up shit because it's, whatever. I'm fucked up, or it's fucked up, or it's fun, or it's hilarious. I don't know. I've heard 3 different rappers say Weinstein, and it's in a way of not fuck Weinstein, but I'm about to Weinstein somebody, or I'm about to, they, whatever. It's just words to me. Some people that's more impactful. I don't really care for when people say I'm about to rape something. That's a video game chat thing. You'll hear oh, fucking, we just raped that team. Yeah, we just fucking fucked them up. Oh, dude, they got raped. I'm not a big fan of that per se. But people saying Weinstein something or whatever, it's kind of saying the same thing. It doesn't slap as hard. It's more like vicarious. So I think, I don't know, as a person who enjoys language and talking and bullshit, I can appreciate that a little bit more, but I don't think I'm like the hugest fan of that. I mean, it is what it is. If it's well done, it's well done. But singing about people are predators and making it like a club banger, if that is a trend, that's gonna be a funny trend. I don't know how anyone else can, because like Kendrick's spearheading this, and obviously there's gonna be copycats of somewhat. I used it the other day. I mean, I copied. Someone was. I was talking to two coworkers, and one of them was talking about like this dude being a bad guy, like, and so she was gonna tell a story about him, and she kind of like prefaced it with like, because she's like painting the picture. You're like, yeah, he's an asshole. He's racist. And I just jumped right in because just to see what would happen. I was like, also, he's a pedophile too. He's a horrible person. And they both laughed because they knew I was being ridiculous. But I think it's just going to be a thing to call people pedophiles if they're acting weird. Once again, there's no like concrete proof that Drake did this shit. I'm sure the sentiment is there. I mean, for sure, with like texting and bullshitting and doing goofy ass shit. It probably, why would you be doing that? But I'm not his defense lawyer either, so I don't know how they would structure all the things that are in question and give his position. I don't know. Drake's not a fucking hero. He's never been like to me, he's always been someone just proving shit. Like when you have that like kid in high school who just will do dumb shit just for like the sake of fucking proving himself to the group. And it'll be anything. It'll be like, oh, I'll fucking jump on that dude's car. Watch me go jump on that dude's car. That's right. And it's not because like no one asked him to jump him on the fucking car. Maybe we were just talking shit about the dude. We're like, yeah, fuck Billy. Yeah, Billy's a bitch. And fucking Joe was like, I'll jump on Billy's car right now. And it just runs over there. Yeah, motherfucker, fuck you, Billy. And it was like, no one asked you to jump on Billy's car. We were just fucking shooting the shit or talking shit. Joe, why you gotta fucking be extra? That's what I feel about Drake's whole career. But I mean, he's put some bops out, and music is music, so it's like whatever. I guess if you do anything hard enough and you work hard enough, something might come of it that serves the people. Who am I to say? I don't know. Musicians are a funny group of people anyway. They're just so got things going on that they want to fucking do because they're weird. What I'm thinking about is like musicians are just like goofy people with feelings, and they don't know how to articulate it anyway, so they run to music. They gravitate towards music. I guess what I'm saying is more of a blanket statement for anyone about anything, but in my mind, I'm thinking about a roommate I had in Williamsburg. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. He was a musician, and he was always very tense. He was always like on alert. And we got along just fine. But like I remember the first day I moved in there with him. It was like that scene from Forrest Gump when Forrest Gump meets Black Panthers. I don't know if you know this scene, but like, Forrest Gump's just like, hey, I'm Forrest. Hey, I'm looking for Jenny. And he's at a Black Panthers meeting. And they're just like, we don't, they're just giving him the fucking military drill sergeant for black culture. This is what we're about. And and I got the same ear beating from that roommate. And but no, I mean, I respect that. I get it. If you're about to live with somebody, like, yeah, he was like, I don't want to hear no fucking racist. Don't say the fucking N-word in this fucking apartment. He's just giving me like his hard lines in the sand about race and how he felt about shit. And I was like, yeah, I get it, No hard R. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I totally got what he felt. And that was his energy all the fucking time. And I just thought it was so fucking hilarious that he was also like a blues player. Cause like the way he walked around and he played the guitar beautiful. Like he played great music. He was a great musician. But he was just getting all that fucking military fucking and jazz is like it can be really beautiful, but it also can be really whiny. I don't know how to describe that. Like it's like your guitar is just complaining the whole time. So there's gonna be so many people who fucking love jazz who could take that line and fucking hate me. I think it's hilarious. Jazz can be whiny. I'm actually not jazz, like jazzy blues. Let me clarify what I'm saying. Blues can be whiny. Jazz is more, who gives a fuck? I'm not gonna fucking deep dive into music. I'm not even. I know I'm spent like this whole podcast talking about music. It's not even in my top things of things to care about. But we're here now. I'm not a jazz connoisseur. Don't know too much out of the blues besides the big names, and but to my ear, with him, it sounded like someone whining on the guitar. But I was like, good, get that energy out, bro. Whatever you gotta do, fucking navigate those feelings, do what you gotta do, make some dope shit, whatever. So that's that. Yeah, I play music. I mean, I don't know. I always wanted to play music when I was younger, and I never really was allowed to. My uncle had a guitar, and he had a couple guitars. He still has plenty of guitars, and we talk about music together. But when I was young, he was the only person who I knew did music shit, and he wouldn't let me play with his guitars. I would sneak and play them. I remember one time I snuck and played his guitar, and he thought it was actually pretty interesting. But he was like, "Don't touch my shit after that." He was like, "You're putting a good little progression going, but don't touch my shit." So that's very honestly funny in hindsight for like an uncle to. I recognize your musical capabilities, but once again, not by me. And no one bought me a fucking guitar. I went around like, I don't know if I bitched about it enough. I guess I should have bitched about it more. Like, hey, mom, buy me some fucking, or whatever. All the adults are pulling my money or whatever. It wasn't at the top forefront of my brain, but I remember liking music and not really knowing where to like move forward in it. So I play now, and it's casually, and I'm okay at like the piano and guitar now, but it's not my like calling to like process my feelings through that. It's more of like a fun catharsis of just like shitting around and having fun and making noise. So I think if I have like one go-to move in this podcast, it's this at the end of a I I don't know. I body language is funny, but I that's my move. This is my move, and you got to be careful with that move. It's a fun move, but like you can piss people off with that move. If everyone who asked you for money in a day in New York City, and you just want like that's like someone's gonna call you an asshole by the end of the day. God bless this city. Oh man. Yeah. So I don't know. Kendrick Drake. I'm kind of done talking about it now, but I feel like it's not over. I think more things is gonna cook up this summer. It's gonna be on the tips of everyone's tongues. I did hear Drake at a party not too long ago, and I was kind of. It was like a birthday party, and there was a DJ, and the DJ chose to play Drake. Yeah, I don't think Drake's gonna just hit the same anymore, because Drake used to make songs for fucking bitches. He would make women-friendly songs, like "Nice for What" is a good example. Yeah, like, hey girl, you don't have to check your phone. You a bad bitch. You got your you got your nails done. We proud of you. You out here. Take a pic. Take a selfie. Go girl. I don't know if that hits the same after people are singing about you being a pedophile. Now I'm getting. Now I'm hating this fucking shrug move. Jesus. So. Mm-hmm. He a fan. He a motherfucking fan. I don't know. I like. I did do a. All right, this is a fun premise that I thought, because J. Cole, infamously ducked out of this beef. He made one song about Kendrick saying like, basically, I don't like most of your music. He went album by album. And and then he retracted that statement very quickly on stage at his own festival, and pulled that song. So you have to like now deep dive. It's not on like streaming services to find that song. And he was aligned with Drake when he did the diss track, and then slowly kind of just like did the Homer Simpson meme into the bushes. Because when Drake was doing his response, he responded to J. Cole, and he said, called him a pussy. I'm pretty sure I think Kendrick and Drake both called Cole like pussy, basically, after he did what he did. But for J. Cole, don't worry. I think you're talented. I stopped listening to you around after Middle Child. It's just because I didn't think your music was for me. It wasn't resonating with me the same that your younger stuff did with me. I used to love like Forest Hills and a couple other albums, but I don't know. J. Cole fell off for me. It wasn't because like he's not good. He's very good at his craft. I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I'm picky and choosy with my raps. I'm picky and I'm choosy with my rap songs that I like and my rap artist. I don't know. It just has to resonate with me, I guess. That's just music, period, right? My all right, I'll give you my top 5 just because I guess this is a fucking rap podcast now. I love I love Gucci Man and I love Young Jeezy, and because they kind of time capsule a special time in my life and who I was and what I was doing at that time. So I love those two artists because it invokes those feelings and it also gets me like fired up and I can just feel my spirit rejuvenated when I hear those two. Also, they both make me laugh. Like for rap, it's a definite plus if you can make me giggle in your song. It could just be a funny metaphor, or it can just be like funny ad libs that you do. Like 2 Chainz would do that. He just would have like goofy bars that were hilarious. Like 2 Chainz, I remember the funny thing he would do. He would just go. He would make some goofy noise. He would like she, and then he would say, "God bless you." And it was an ad. Or I don't even know what it was, but I was like, "That's just funny." Gucci Man, he makes me laugh all the fucking time. Even now, just re-hearing old shit. Kendrick, the talented ones can do it. They can make me laugh. But it's funny how like that's like equivalent to like stand-up comedy and comedy. That's, joke writing's my game. And it's just funny that you wouldn't think that rap would be synonymous with stand-up comedy, but it gets leaked in all the time. There's a lot of like Richard Pryor. There's always comedy references in rap songs too. So I don't know. Did I just yawn on the podcast? I just yawned on the podcast. Oh well. Yeah, dude. So it's Gucci Man, Young Jeezy. I like Eminem because Eminem was also, once again, time capsule to time in my life. I'm from the Midwest. I'm a white guy. There's a lot of things. I had similar issues to him. So, that it just happens. I like him. I don't really care too much for him now. Maybe, I would, whatever. I would listen. I don't know. I only listen to him now if like I want to get to a space, a mind frame. I like sometimes dark music that's just dark and it's fucking has a purpose to it. I'm big. I like heavy metal, or not heavy metal, just whatever. You get what I'm saying, like dark rock. Is that a fucking thing? Or I don't know. Songs about people dying is dark too, and a woman can sing that and make it beautiful, but it's maybe coming from a dark place. I guess dark's not the right word, but I don't know. I guess it's just how you feel while you listen to it, or after, or what it makes you do. I don't know. So anyway, that's Eminem for you. Gucci Man, Eminem. This isn't like in a order either. This isn't like best to bottom. This is just 5 random that are my top. I would say then Kendrick Lamar is probably, if I put him in 4. I do have a unique relationship with like his music, as in the first ever concert I ever bought or like purchased a ticket to go to was a Kendrick Lamar concert. I think I was like 20, maybe I was 21. I don't know, something like that. It was in Virginia at the Norva, and he just got done with Swimming Pools was his single, I think, that dropped, and he had Section 80, and it was And then I think he even was rapping like mixtape songs. Like those were his big shit at the album, or I mean at the concert. It wasn't even his concert. It was like a New Faces concert. It was like he was headlining the event, but like there was like 2 other people that no one gave a fuck about there. I think it was BET sponsored or something. I don't know. Something was putting on like a New Faces, and he was headlining it. And I was like, I want to see him. I like him a lot. I'm gonna buy a ticket. And that was way before A minor. I was actually more closer to a minor. I was young, but yeah, that was my first ticket that I purchased. So Kendrick's always had like a special place for me, and there was a lot of white guys at that show. And then I saw Kendrick last year for Mr. Morale tour, and I know I live in Brooklyn. I should have went to the Brooklyn show. That would have been probably way more fun. But I went to the Long Island show. Probably more comfy there. It's probably more comfy. Long Island. It's like a big super arena, and you can, Barclays is fine too, but it's not. Barclays, I feel just as cramped walking around Barclays than I do walking around. UBS is like I think it's called UBS Arena. It feels like a college campus. You're just kind of like walking on the ground. You're like walking around. It's more open. Barclays, Brooklyn's already fucking busy and packed, and around the Barclays is traffic, foot traffic, everything. And then you just kind of gets more condensed inside the arena for some reason. The city can already make you feel like you're walking around high school during the bell. Anyway, that would have been fine. I'm sure that was just a prerequisite for probably a better vibe at the. I don't know. I wasn't there at the shows. Maybe they sucked, but I would just assume they were good and they were probably better than the whitey tighty. But no, yeah, Kendrick has always reached both audiences. I feel like in my head, people from where he's from and a Midwest white guy, and just with his lyrics. So, that's dope. Yeah, it was just like, that's why like the 5th spot's hard. Cause like Gucci Mane and Jeezy are fun rap. I mean, they obviously have a spirit to them that gets me motivated, and the lyrics are fun and great, but they're not like Eminem and Kendrick are more akin to each other, as in like they both they're more in like the lyrical magic of the song. Like they're more fucking, I'm saying this and you're saying this and then I'm saying this and then everything's like double entendre. Gun to my head, don't know what entendre means. What I guess is it means like 2 things in one. But entendre, is that like entourage? What does entourage mean? I don't. It's just I don't know. Entendre. Sounds like could be someone's name. Hey girl, we're gonna go to Entendre's house. I don't know. Entendre's a funny word. Yeah. So Kendrick and Eminem are together with lyricism, and I feel like my 5th choice would probably be another like lyrical poet, immense with that kind of energy and work ethic with crafting words. Not trying to say Gucci and Jeezy don't do the same thing, or any of even fun rappers that are just goofy. I'm not saying that they don't have the same lyrical madness with what they're doing. I don't know. I guess more bars and more weighted bars and more like you have to think. Like I think for 5 I probably would pick Nas, because Nas kind of encapsulates what I'm trying to say. When I first heard Illmatic, I think I was in Virginia too. And this is probably around the same time I would have went to the Kendrick Lamar concert, to be honest. But Nas was like foreign to me. I got into Nas way late in life compared to most. I had to train my ear to listen to Nas, because like everything went over my head, or I didn't understand references. Also, I couldn't even keep up with his rhythm. Like it was so fast and so like. But there was a part of me that would hear it, and I knew it was great. I didn't like. I could feel like, all right, yeah, I'm not catching everything, but this shit is dope as fuck, and I couldn't even like articulate why I thought it was great when I was listening to it by myself in my car on the way to open mics or dumb shit, whatever the work. But I just knew it was. And then, you listen to it over and over again, or you listen to similar people, and you kind of get an ear for it, and then you can kind of like process everything you're hearing. But that was always the hallmark to me of a good rapper, was like, just because, my stupidity of like, I can't keep up with this. Oh, I have to re-listen to it because it's so fucking... it's so dope and wild. That's what a good rapper... It makes me want to re-listen to it. Where I'm like, damn, I'm not even catching everything. And I know he's fucking dropping bars. Or like, damn, this shit's so... man, I gotta hear this again because I don't even get the whole gist of what he's trying to... That's the hallmark. If I say something of that nature... to me, that also means they're also very good at what they're doing. I don't think I lived up to the standard of that for this podcast. There's only like a couple of podcasts where I have to re-listen to it because it's so whatever. I think I've only done that once or twice even in my life. And there's one podcast that I re-listen to a lot. And it's a comedic podcast, but should I shout it out? I don't know if I want to shout it out and give it fucking... All right, I'll do it. I don't want to, but I'll do it. All right, so Tim Dillon is a podcaster that I don't want to say worship, because I know he's dumb and full of shit, but like the art of what he's doing... I am entranced. And and he does one podcast where he's talking about how to become popular. And I listened to that thing, I don't even know how many times. So many times. I'll listen to it again today. Like because I catch something new each time I listen to it. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's going to listen to this podcast and like, damn, I got to what did he say about being molested? I got to fucking re-listen to that and see how he brings it back in at the end of the hour. I don't think anyone's going to do that with this. But it's just me stretching the old legs and soft bragging about being across a pond over here from Kendrick. So if you're listening, Kendrick, from over there, just know I didn't get molested.